This is the Last Man Standing podcast with your host, Richard James.
All right, gentlemen, my name's Richard James. This is the Last Man Standing podcast, episode number 1. And I just want to welcome you and tell you a little bit about what we're doing here. But first, I want to draw attention to a blog post that we just put up at lastmen.us, the official website, lastmen.us, where we put up a blog article each week dealing with the masculine journey that we're all on as men, to be strong, healthy, spiritual, covering, dangerous men, effective men, men that self-govern. So the blog post is called A Call to Arms for the 21st Century Man. And I'm going to riff off of it a little bit for you here, because I think it's an important way for us to get started, to just introduce the idea, the heart behind and the spirit behind what I'm wanting to tap into. So over the last few years, probably specifically during the COVID lockdown period of time, you may have come across this quote, came up a lot, by G. Michael Hopf. It says, "Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times." Well, I grew up in the 80s. Those were good times. My parents, I had a 2-parent home with parents who loved each other, and a dad who worked and took care of his kids. And I lived in a rural, middle-class neighborhood, with a lake and a river and a cornfield, with a bunch of other kids whose dads worked in the auto industry in the Detroit area. So free and so abundant. But over the last decade, as I've been raising a son, he's not experiencing what I had. And my heart's been grieving, probably like a lot of you, as I've witnessed this erosion of a nation that once used to boast in the chorus, "Land of the free and home of the brave." The brave. I couldn't believe during the lockdown period how few brave voices actually arose in that time period. Where have the strong men gone? Where are the brave voices of mighty and righteous men? Where's the aggressive action of fearless young warriors? Where is the sober counsel of wise kings? Where are the bold men that carry the torch of our founding fathers' spirit? Where are the men who fear and honor God? Where are the strong, loving, faithful husbands? And where are the fully engaged fathers? We're in a crisis, gentlemen, and it's affecting our nation and our neighborhoods and our families, and it's going to affect our children. And listen, these missing men that we can't seem to find, here's a reality check. Those men are supposed to be us. The fact is, when I talk to men and I ask them, when did you know that you came into manhood? Most of them will say, I actually still feel kind of like a boy. I don't know when I became a man, really. And they so many of them feel like they put on a man costume every day, and they're terrified that someone in the adult world is going to see through the fragile mask they're wearing and see them for the boy that they are. And now we've got this nation of weak, effeminate man boys who endlessly seek after safety, comfort, fantasy. And now they're being confronted with the sobering reality that there is no escape in sight. Hard times are lurking around the corner, gentlemen, whether you are ready for them or not. And you know it. Superman is not coming to save us. Superman of 2024 is probably sitting in his mom and dad Kent's basement with Cheeto dust on his belly playing Fortnite. So, they say that the best time to prepare is years ago, or the best time to prepare is yesterday. But the second best time to prepare and the second best time to mature is today. That time's now. And gentlemen, I submit to you that it's within our power to take back our manhood, one habit, one virtue, one disciplined act at a time, starting today. Today. As this corrupt age continues to neuter men in every way possible, will you hold that line? Will you accept the discomfort and the resistance that comes from operating in your masculine gifts that God gave you? Will you trade the socially acceptable apathy and weakness and passivity of the self-serving Western ethos to a vision that transfers a moral, healthy, free, abundant, God-fearing future to the generations to come? Well, if the answer to that question inside of your heart is yes, then gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the tribe of the last men standing. I'm Richard James.
Thanks for listening to the Last Men Standing podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. Visit our weekly blog at lastmen.us.